Steve, how was that for a workout against a good Burnley side?
Yeah, really good workout. I'm really pleased with that tonight. I mean, the one thing you want in pre-season is a workout, and we've been worked tonight, and only a few days after our first game the other day, so we've got a busy week with Cardiff next week as well. But it's just what we wanted. So we're really pleased with that tonight. It was a great game for us. Done far better in the second half than we did in the first. Thought that we showed them just a touch too much respect in the first half. But in the second half, when we laid a glove on them, I thought some of our pressing was tremendous against a really good team.
Yeah, some very good football played.
Yeah.
And of course a special goal from Jordan Shipley.
Yeah, and it was almost like he needed that. I just felt as though he needed that a little bit. And I think that may help him going forward, obviously. But the boys that have come in, I think they're a yard behind the others, where they haven't had the summer programme quite as hard as our boys have had. So our boys have come back and they've hit the ground running, whereas I think a few of the lads that have come in are not quite where we would want them to be at this moment in time. But that's to be expected.
You've had a couple of games now. Are you encouraged with what you're seeing?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course I am. Yeah, I think they're still bonding. I think they're still learning. We've got work to do in certain areas where tonight we'd done work on it yesterday, and what happens by the time tonight comes, they've forgotten it. So that's going to happen because there's probably so much information that you've got to try and get into them in a short space of time, when you think about how much running you need to get into them, because you need them to have their legs for the season. So far we're pleased with a few sessions that we've had building up to this game that helped us a little bit tonight.
Julian DeCosta and Jordan Shipley, are they okay? They had to come off.
Jordan, I think, was just tired. I think it just ran out of steam. I think the same had happened with Taylor. Julian DeCosta had a knock, but I think he's okay. But I think there was a little bit of him running out of steam as well, and you could understand that with the mileage that he done tonight. And we were really pleased with Julian. When we talked before about the players that we wanted to sign and we couldn't get over the line, he was one of them. Now we got him over the line. So sometimes that recruitment, it's easier to say than it is to spell.
We've not seen Elliot Bennett or Aidan O'Brien as yet on the pitch.
No.
Are they close to being involved? Are they okay?
No. Elliot's had this nagging ankle since the back end of last season. He's seen a couple of specialists. He's had it now injected twice. We don't feel as though he's kicked on enough, so quite probably there's an operation on Monday morning to flush his ankle out. It's nothing major, we hope, but he's going to have that washed out on Monday morning at 8 o'clock. So that's why you haven't seen Elliot. He's done an incredible amount of training on that Watt bike. I think even the Watt bike needs new tyres. He's pedalled that much. So yeah, he's very fit, Elliot, and he's in a good place. Apart from, we need to clear up that ankle. Before anyone says anything, we couldn't get it done at the end of the season because nobody said that they thought that needed to do. Nothing showed up on the scans. Nothing showing up on anything that we've had done. The first guy said he thought that it would settle down with time. We thought that. Then he went to see him again, and then he had it injected. That hasn't quite happened. Then he's been back again, he's had it injected. After that, so it's just a process that we've had to go through. Disappointing, really, that we've got to this stage. But, the last thing now is going to be the washout, and hopefully that works. Maybe if there's any little bits of fragments of bone that will keep pinching him or something like that.
Is it difficult to put a time scale on it?
Yeah, only because if it's a washout, it might only be 2 weeks, which means he'll still be ready for the season. So he was due in this Monday, but the surgeon had COVID. So there's nothing we can do about that. It's just circumstances, really. And Aidan O'Brien is suffering with DOMS at the moment. because he's had to do so much. He's another one that's probably suffered a little bit from having no summer programme. So where we're pushing him so hard, he joined in the warm-up tonight, but he still felt really, really stiff and really, really tight in his groin area. And there's no point in then putting him on. He was due to maybe come on tonight for 15 minutes or so at the end when the game hopefully had slowed down a little bit. But, you know, if we do that and he's injured and he breaks down, it ends up being a waste of time. So he's another one that we've got to try and get up to speed, really. And Che Dunkley was the only other one. We haven't mentioned Che Dunkley. I think he's settled in great back there. Settled in great. Won some great headers in our box tonight, which is what it says on the tin with Che.
Yeah, you've made half a dozen signings, all played at a higher level as well. Are you working on more, Steve? Is more in the pipeline potentially?
Well, we're waiting for an answer on one, but it's not critical or anything like that. A lot of the excuse me, a lot of the critical work has been over the course of the summer. The summer's been incredibly difficult, incredibly long, incredibly hard. All of a sudden, you see 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 signings come over the line, all in one hit. That hasn't happened in a week, I can assure you. That's happened from probably 6 months ago with Julian Da Costa. Same as with Shippers. And then lots and lots and lots of meetings, no holidays, to try and put the team together. So it's been a really, really tough summer. Hopefully it'll bear fruit.
And another championship test to come now on Tuesday against Cardiff. So another one to look forward to. And
yeah, of course it is. Yeah, of course it is. I mean, we'll look forward to that probably at the start of next week. But obviously now the boys will have the weekend off because we've played another night earlier. So we're not going to get anything out of the boys training Saturday and Sunday. So they've got the weekend off to rest and recuperate and put some good food into themselves, and we go again on Monday morning then and look forward to the game against Cardiff on Tuesday.
Thanks for your time, Steve.
Pleasure, thank you.
Hi, Steve. You touched on most, if not all, of your half a dozen new recruits there. Without asking you through all of them again, you must be pleased just overall with getting, the 6 you've got through the door and what they're each going to, bring individually.
Well, I think probably, getting them into some part of pre-season was obviously a bonus. It would have been better if we could have got them in earlier. We're working here off of the same budget that we worked off of last year. So there's not been any huge investment to make it all of a sudden that we've signed players. What we've done is we've met players early, we've made them feel wanted. Yes, of course, they've gone to other people and spoken to them, but we've worked extremely hard off the pitch to try and convince these players to come to us for less money than they were being offered elsewhere. And I certainly think in quite a few cases that's happened this year. And it hasn't just been one sit-down meeting with them, it's been 2 or 3, it's been traipsing around the country. And as I said, I just hope it comes to fruition. And it's been really tiresome to get the boys we've got. Let's just hope that they're the right ones. I think they've all shown tonight, and it's very difficult when you come into a club, very difficult. And I said to the boys that are already here that imagine how difficult it was for you when you come in last year, and how difficult it is for them now fitting in, because they go away last week, they end up being around people, sat next to people that they've probably never spoken to, and then they have to share a room with them, then they have to find out all their habits, and not only to that, once they get to know each other as people, then they have to try and gel together as footballers. So it's a big ask, but I just felt as though I wanted to change things and change things around, and it's caused me more work than I could have done with. And Keith, and Aaron, Dave. You know, we've been here, there, and everywhere this summer, and we just got to try and do a little bit more if we can. We've probably got a little bit left to go, not a lot, but we've got a little bit left to go that we've got to try and be as diligent, as lucky as perhaps we have been with the other boys.